Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Back to another day here. You know what I'm saying? As usual, Mo, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm not so excited. I guess I am. I'm excited and happy to be here. Really, I'm happy for sure, though. I'm happy for sure. Uh, lots been going on. Lots been going on. Like, man, life is just interesting, Mo. That's all I can really say. If you pay attention to all the details and like you're observing what's going on around you, it it's so interesting that it just leaves you asking more questions. That's where I'm at, yo. Like I'm just going through it, but wondering like why certain things are going on and what am I to do in response to them. Yeah, like things going on in my job, things going on in the house, like just regular, even just regular day-to-day stuff. Like, and I'm observing my response to things that's going on. I'm wondering, why do I respond in certain ways? How do I change how I respond to certain things? How do I have self-control to where I control how I respond to situations? How do I become conscious enough to respond the way I want to respond in situations? Like, it's tough. I'll admit it's tough. I will admit it's tough here. It's tough. But like I've been telling a couple people I've been talking to recently that has been going through like kind of struggles and whatnot. I let them know that this journey is not for the weak-hearted, yo. Success is not for the weak. It's for the strong. It's for the strong, Mo. Because it's you against you, and that's kind of what makes it so tough. Because you're battling yourself, but at the same time you built yourself into who you are, and you've done it for a reason. 97% based on survival instincts. Like you do what you learn is right to survive, or do what you learned is successful in survival, and you've just replicated those patterns because it's what has just got you through life, because we just live off survival instincts. So when it comes to having to break those instincts that you've dedicated yourself to, it's tough. It's like you're breaking your survival instincts, honestly. But the thing that kind of sucks about the whole survival instincts aspect is that we get so attached to one way of living and one way of surviving, and we begin to think that that's like the only way. Like it becomes our safe haven. So everything else that you do that's not in alignment with that survival instinct self, it's like a culture shock, and it makes you super uneasy, uncomfortable. It's just different. It's like you're out of your survival zone. It's like I can explain it in this weird aspect of like, think about back in the day when our ancestors were surviving and whatnot, and they lived in a certain radius that they knew they can get water in, food in, all the necessities they need to live, shelter, good ground to plant, whatever, all of that. Say something happens where maybe a flood, whatever, some volcanic thing, some kind of thing that happens in that area, destroys the area, and forces them to go out elsewhere. You know how uncomfortable they're going to be being in another area that they don't know can support them and sustain them. That's the same way we are with our habits and our unconscious like actions. Like we just run them on autopilot. They just run on autopilot for our survival. And when you get out of that, it's like, oh snap, I don't know if the outcome of what's coming in later. And that's the scariest part, not knowing the next outcome. So yeah, Mo, but it's a journey, man. But it's tough, as like I said before, but I do believe it's worth it, and that's what's gonna keep me going, yo. So for all of y'all that's going through hardships, man, no, I'm here with y'all. It's not easy, but who's going to push through is the question. And it's not a competition. It's just, that's really the question. Who's going to push through? Those people that's going to get there is what I'm saying. And if you don't, you don't. But if you do, if you want to get there, I'm letting you know, pushing through, being determined, stick to it. If that's the way that we're going to get there, it got to be worth it to you. It got to be worth it. All right. And for Forex, for Forex trading, I've been watching so many different videos on the Beginner Traders podcast, new Traders podcast, Beginner Traders podcast, new Traders podcast. It's with Calvin, the Forex trader, right? Been watching a lot of successful traders and hearing their stories. And one thing I hear every video is stick to your strategy, stick to your strategy, stick to your strategy. And that's kind of, I guess, been the hardest part for me, and probably for a lot of traders, just sticking to one strategy and not changing it when you go through a string of losses. Just believing in it constantly, having faith, pretty much. And like, there's been other congruences between them, like working really hard, not settling for anything less, being dedicated to the goal that they have, having a clear vision. A lot of them do stuff like visualization and whatnot. I got to do something. I got to start practicing that. That's something that I've been against kind of for a minute in fighting. So I got to practice visualization. I've been too lazy to be honest, but things got to shift more. Like, I've been slacking with the working out, for real. I've been slacking with the working out. No, that's why things got to give, but it's mostly because I got to get a new workout plan, but I've been kind of procrastinating with it, so I got to get on my P's and Q's with that, for sure. But yeah, so it's about sticking to your strategy, for all my traders out there. Stick to your strategy, stick to your plan, trade your plan, see how it plays out in the long run. After that, you'll get your confidence. That's when you start pushing. You know what I'm saying? This trading journey is, all of them went through crazy bumps and hurdles, Mo. All of them went through blown accounts. All of them went through doubting themselves. All of them went through wanting to quit. All of them went through these same hardships we all go through, man. All of them went through it. A lot of them went through over leveraging, stuff like that. Hey, it's a journey, man, is what I'm saying for Forex traders out there. It's about also sticking to it. That's really what it's about, That's the name of the game, Being stick-to-itive and being decisive also. Yeah. I got so much to spiel, to be honest, y'all. I got a lot to say, but it's also a lot on my mind. So honestly, a lot on my mind also. But just gotta keep going, Gotta keep going. Alright, kind of a short one, I guess, but love y'all, Mo. Keep grinding, man. Stick to it. Even through the hard days, through the great days, through it all, Just even when things are seeming bleak, remember that on the other side of the storm is where that's gonna be, where success is gonna be, Once you get through the storm, you have to get through the storm. You have to realize and remind yourself all the time of your value and of the successful person that you will be. You gotta have that faith that you will be there, You know what I'm saying? Also, lean on God, for sure. Lean on God. I love y'all, man. Peace.